Yeah. It's a big game. Who you know that got it behind the scenes like behind the O-line soon as the QB say hype. It's big game, big game. Analysis from the player's point of view. Injuries, big trades.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Big Game Sports Buzz, where pro athletes and sports fanatics get together and talk about sports and everything else that surrounds it. I am Jay Stocks, Buff Nerd. Let's go. And of course, I'm joined by the man, the myth, the legend, the guy who's coming in those ways. He wanted to show you every angle because he not one will do. Big Game James. What's up, Big Game?
Hey, man. Forgive me. I'm sorry. I just had to try that. Hey, what's going on, man? You know what I'm saying? Big Game Sports Buzz, episode 50. The big 5-0.
Let's go, 50. Half
50
a century.
I'm up in the club.
Yes, sir. That 50 club. That's what's up, man. That is what's up. Good to see you. You know, as always, man, anytime we get to talk sports, just kind of everything, it's always fun. It's always a joy for me to do it. You see, I got my camo on today because it's that week. It's that time. It's about to happen here. You know what I'm saying? In like about an hour, it's time for Cry Eagles Cry. Boys,
hey, well, I'm going to say this, and I might surprise you. I hope one of our teams has some success today. My good Lord.
Man.
We're going to say that between the lines. Yeah, it's real tough right now, bro.
It's tough right now.
Hey, Jay, looks like you got a comment already, man. You need to check that
out. See, now look, we all have roles. Yes. First of all, Mr. Sador, thank you so much for joining us. Yo, what's up? Promote Trash to OC to A, man. Between the lines, we'll definitely get into that. It's some things that need to happen in Tampa. It's some bad days in the bays, you know, not just Tampa. All the bays are having issues today. All the bays. But yeah.
What other bays having issues? Because of what, the 49ers?
No, well, that one and the Green Bay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes. Ooh. Yeah. If you live by the Bay, if you got Bay in your name, no. I'm sorry for all the ladies that they getting called Bays. This ain't your day. Not the day for the Bays. That's what it is. But yo, we're so appreciative that you came in. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and ring that bell. So you know when Big Game Sports Buzz and all those things that come on BGE, Big Game Entertainment, are coming your way. Cowboys cutting up, of course, on Wednesdays, 8 p.m. This week, we're going to preview the Detroit Lions Cowboys game. And, of course, we're going to talk about the Eagles Cowboys game that's happening here in about an hour. We also have good shows that are coming on. Chop Shop will be on there. And I'm not going to let Big Game besmirch Blurtitude. It is coming.
What is that?
I finally got a co-host.
What's Blurtitude? I never heard of
that. Blurtitude is about, hey, all things nerd, okay? That's what we call it, all things nerd. But
there it is.
For now, let's go ahead. Yeah, all things nerd is a good show. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and jump into 4 downs. Let's hit that. Steve, thanks for joining us. 4 DBs out and Bucks get 18 points. Yeah, man, like I said, it's tough around that way. It is tough around that way. But I tell you what, as we get into these 4 downs, let's see. I got to go back to my run sheet and see what we're talking about today, man. Here we go. Down goes Bama. Lakers and Westbrook. Oh, my gosh. Wilder back in the ring. What's that 4th down that we're going to go over? Devontae, we talking about that in the 4th downs?
Yeah,
what we doing?
Devontae,
right? Yeah. So
Devontae Sing.
Man, let me see what Mike Sador is saying. 1st down, I think we're gonna run. Yeah, head up if we're coming out. half after the Bucks, D steps up and
hey,
O
J
comes
Stars,
out and left. Yeah,
you know what,
straight up.
man? What we can do, and I know we got these downs to go over.
Yeah,
If we want to talk, you know, if we want to just switch it around and do between the
yeah,
lines now and answer some of these
we
football
can do that,
questions, and we, you
man.
know, then we can run that segment back because
You know what?
this is NFL Sunday.
That's what it is.
Hey, just like any good coordinator, we have to know how to adjust and audible. So you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
We can touch on that
Facts.
and the question about, you know, four DBs being out and
Yeah.
only having 18 points for Tampa Bay. You know, it's a problem. It's a real big problem.
Yeah. Robbie Anderson going full AB. Look, here's the issue as I see it. Now, again, I'm a Cowboys fan, but I'm a football fan at the end of it.
I got a question after you finish this statement because Misador's on here. I want to see his thoughts in the chat. Once you finish your thoughts, J Styles, please.
Here's the thing that I said this at the beginning of the season. I said Tampa Bay now has a new look. And it is such a new look that it will be a problem. It will be an issue. The offense is not helping the defense, and the defense is not able to sustain what they did last year and even the year before because the offense is not at least giving them an opportunity to win. And so for me, we talk about Julio Jones. I said Julio Jones is old and he don't catch TDs. He gets you there, but he does not catch TDs. That's not what he does. Right?
Well, he's only caught 4 passes now since being on the squad, dog. So he ain't even getting us there. He played against your team, and we ain't seen him since then. I got an ATV out. All points bulletin for Mr. Julio Jones.
I'm saying, hey, Brady, Mike, Godwin, Gage, Fournette, 18 points. Steve, yes, sir. I'm saying
Steve is on point because we still have enough to be able to do it. My question now is it play calling? Is Byron Leftwich the issue? Like Leonard Fournette ran the ball very well, is doing good, but at the same time, the mixture still feels like the offense is looking for an identity. And this is supposed to be Tom's farewell tour. If this is Tom Brady's farewell tour and he's going to be the man, what the hell going on?
Bro, he doesn't have anyone to throw to. When you got to bring in Cole Beasley, and then Cole Beasley says, you know what? I would just rather retire than play with Tom Brady.
That ain't what he said. So now you putting words in Cole Beasley's mouth.
He retired,
all he did. Yeah, but that you don't know what he said when he went out the door, dog. Don't do that.
What did he say? What did he say?
Don't be that guy. I'm not gonna speculate what he said. I don't know. He said, shit, it hurt getting up in the morning. I should have stayed in my bed where I was. I'm going back to Little Elm.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
What heals the hurt? What makes it okay to get out, to roll out of the bed? What and you know what it is. You know the answer. Wins.
Hello?
Wins.
Like Herman was like to say, hello.
Hello. You play to win the game. Bro, I'm saying if you win, it helps with the hurt.
Hey, Stocks, I'm with Steve. I'm with Steve. We got Mike Evans. We don't need Mike Evans could go ham on all them damn DBs that Pittsburgh had today. What is going on?
That's the real question. Well, and maybe to your point, it may be play calling. It may be just the flow of the game. Maybe they need Bruce. Maybe Bruce needs to come back. Maybe they need him back,
man. They can't do that mid-season. It just
Why not?
It's not going to help the mojo of the team. It's not going to work.
Why not? Why wouldn't they bring him back? And I hate it for Byron. And I hate it for who's the coach now, man?
Todd Bowles, man. Don't do that. I don't go, hey, who coached the Cowgirls? I don't say that.
You know why? Because Tampa Bay is losing that bad. Tampa Bay is losing that bad.
Nah, it's not that bad.
And
it's bad, but it's not that bad.
Okay, right now, Right now, are you telling me that Tampa Bay is a Super Bowl contender?
Yeah, everybody's a Super Bowl contender right now.
No. At the beginning of the season, Big Game, you sat here and you said Tampa Bay Super Bowl contender. We went in the division, which that's not even a guarantee at this point.
We'll win the division, dog. I'm still going with that. Like, yeah,
will you?
We're gonna win. Yeah,
I mean, granted, Carolina is a dumpster fire. Atlanta beat San Francisco today, and they look like they're trying to find themselves.
Well, who the hell San Francisco? You made it sound like San Francisco, the reigning champions or something.
I'm not saying the reigning champions, but San Francisco is a lot better than I think what people were trying to make them out to be.
You think?
I think that. So? I think so. And then you also have New Orleans.
Now Louisiana.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, for real. Hey, Steve, appreciate you, bro. Yeah, most had Bucks. They did. Most people they said, look, Tom's coming back. You know, you got Todd Bowles, you got Bruce Arians is still around. They are going to be okay. That's what was said. That's what was said. You're muted.
I know. Yeah. I was yelling at my son.
I got you. My bad. But that part right there is the fact that, you know what I'm saying, the what's going on with them. This just ain't it. Mr. Wallace, thank you so much for being here, sir. Appreciate you. You know, Tom thinking, Steve, the problem is, what is he thinking about? Maybe he shouldn't have came back. Maybe he should have, you know, stayed retired. Maybe he should have went ahead and took that gig. Or maybe he should have been in Miami. Think about this. If he went to Miami right now, if Tom was in Miami, what would that look like? What would that look like? I don't know if Big Game knows. And you know what? This is sometimes how I like Big Game. He's muted. Ha ha. I don't know if
God, I was muted. Why? Why? Do you have to talk about going to Miami? I hear you.
I'm just saying.
You just saying what? You just trying to cause a rift and some bull.
I'm not.
Man, we're not. Tom is okay. So is Tom not the issue at all? It has nothing to do with Tom
is the
Brady?
Issue. Tom Brady is the issue.
Brady, him be okay. So okay. Let me get you. I'm frustrated. You can see the frustration on my face. I wanted to come on here today. Have a Buccaneer gear all laid out, ready to go, and I had to just go back to a hashtag BGSB shirt. I couldn't even do it, Jay. I couldn't even put on I couldn't even put on the hat. I got two brand new good looking hats.
Should have, could have, would have, and he didn't, and he's regretting it. That's a fact, Steve. I bet you that bet money. Bucks have too many injuries. Look, this is the NFL. Everybody got injuries. Right? But it's how you play.
At the key positions of one of our strong suits, just like for so long. You talk about the Dallas Cowboys being a strong team.
Yeah.
Size. We talked about Jensen.
Yeah.
Our leader in the center position.
Sure.
I mean, come on, man. Come on. And then Stinney, a solid backup that can come in and play and contribute. He gets hurt on the offensive line. It's just we got a rookie in Gadecki playing.
Yes.
It's too many circumstances. And I don't like making excuses, but right now we look like a team that's gonna barely get into the wild card round.
You'll make it because you win the division.
Oh, and I agree. I will win the division. A few minutes ago, you said you didn't know.
I'll say it like this, because
I
don't.
We will win the division.
I don't know if they will. Game day jersey, man. Maybe that's what Big Game needs to do.
You know what? Maybe I'm gonna rock that. I got one too.
Maybe get a key. I'm just saying. Yes, you can't have too many injuries at your key positions, but when we talk about key positions, that's in your line. You still have your running back, you still have your quarterback. Yes, Godwin got hurt, but he came back. Mike Evans doing stupid stuff, but he came back. right?
Hey, man, don't fault that man for one game. Lattimore knew what he was. I mean, yeah, we can't do that. We should have beat Green Bay.
Look, and Wallace agrees with me. We don't know if the Bucs will win the division. I'm telling you, don't sleep on Atlanta and don't sleep on New Orleans.
I'm not. I'm really not. Man, right now, at this point in time, I'll put it like this. If you ask me my level of excitement now compared to week one, week one, I was here. Because, you know, we came into DM Dub and beat them Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? So week one, I was here.
Yeah.
Week 6.
All right, Steve. We'll see. That's what I'm saying.
Week 6, I'm about down here, bro. I really am.
Listen.
My excitement and thinking that we're going to go win the championship right now is
Let me tell you about that first week. Let's talk about the first week, right? That first week was it was the foreshadowing of what was to come with this team. That's the reality. You scored 19 points.
From an offensive standpoint, yes, but it still shows that our defense is capable of being a top 10 defense in this league this season, but we need some help.
But okay, they were. But now people are scoring, not at will, but they're scoring points on this defense. They're scoring points on that Tampa Bay defense.
Yeah, man.
And Tampa Bay is not able.
Three people out the secondary hurt. And our star defensive lineman hurt.
Oh, my gosh. Man, look.
Real talk.
Hey, that's what I'm saying, man. The Saints got something going on. The Falcons are finding their footing. You know. D is still in it. I don't know, Steve.
I think so too, Steve. The D is fine. I mean, we need Hicks to come back, or sign Ndamukong Suh back.
Yeah,
but we need one of those two positions. Joe Tryon-Shoyinka is getting better week to week.
Yeah,
he had a few mental mistakes today, but shit, he's a second-year player, man, and he's young when he came in. We're all right.
You know what surprises me though? This is what surprised me about Tampa Bay's defense. And you know, this should not be a Bucs report, but it seems like it is. But what's surprising me, it feels like a Bucs report right now. But what's surprising me is that people are able to run on Tampa Bay's defense, and they shouldn't. They should not be able to run on Tampa Bay's defense, and they are.
Well, that's where we were missing Hicks.
Yeah,
he's that other run plug that we,
that
we need to help solidify that run game, that run stop defense, I should say.
Yeah,
run game.
But I'll tell you who.
Either way, it's frustrating right now, man.
I'll tell you
we have a whole show dedicated to sports, and
we do.
Yeah,
other teams and other sports. But I'll say this too: Tom is missing Gronk. He's missing his safety blanket. He doesn't have one. And so because he doesn't have one, I think he's lost. He's lost out there. Doesn't know what to do.
I mean, you act like Gronk the last 2 years in Tampa had Gronk numbers like he did in New England. It wasn't the same Gronk.
It's not about the numbers.
Maybe a couple times in the red zone, but it's a lack of execution all the way around. And just like, okay, we up 21-0 on the Falcons, and we let them storm back into the game. It's like we got way too complacent.
Never heard the Falcons running backs before. I mean, look, like I said, man, he has to trust Mike. He does. But again, Gronk was that dude for him that even if he wasn't catching the ball, at least he knew in big times and big plays when he needed him, he was there. And Gronk did make those catches for him.
Yeah. Well, to me, if they knew if Gronk was retiring, they should have kept OJ Howard, man.
Yes, I agree with that. And there's bad call away from having a chance to beat the Bucs last week. Yeah, Falcons. I mean, you can definitely say that.
But while it's not, we're still speculating that y'all are gonna go down and score and get 2. Now, was the call shitty? Yes, it was a bad call. Don't get it twisted. The referees and the roughing the passer between that and the Chris Jones call that Sunday night too. That was horrible. Yeah. I mean, they should be ashamed of themselves for that call they made. That was not Grady Jarrett's one of my favorite players. Don't get it twisted. Yeah. I love the way that kid plays ball. He's a hell of a defensive lineman. And it was a bad call all the way around. But my whole thing is what I said to a few other Falcons fans that I talked to, the game should have never even got close. We had a lead that should have never been given up. Not trying to take anything away from the Falcons, but at the same time, now we're coming out, we still throwing the ball like hell instead of running it and setting up play action and still grinding some of that clock out to give you chances. And we keep talking about this roughing the passer. We're not talking about the holding from the tight end on that drive y'all scored your first touchdown and the pass interference that they missed. So let's quit talking about the roughing the passer that was called, because there was the referees in that game sucked. That was one of the most inconsistently called games I've seen on the NFL field. That whole crew, they must have vacations planned in February and don't want to work Super Bowl, because they call the game like they want to get a bad grade and not be up for playoff football or Super Bowl football. Horrible.
Yeah, they just want to work the 18. That's it. They just want to work the 18.
There it is.
And that's all they need. And as far as I understand, they don't get paid a lot anyway. So
well, no, it's not true. No, it's not getting. It's not Major League Baseball umpire pay, but it's still not bad for this big part-time weekend gig.
Yeah. But you know, that's the other part of it. And we're definitely going to talk about that. But we only need just a TD and extra point to win. But it would have won, but the opportunity. Okay, yes,
you're right.
Opportunities.
You're right.
Yes,
you're right.
But
I'm not taking away. Wallace, you are correct.
Yeah,
and the referees rob the Falcons of that opportunity.
There you go. Of the opportunity, but they lost. But they lost. But you know what? You have another opportunity in the season to play again to right that wrong. You know what I'm saying? So
it is.
Yeah. You know, you have that other, you know, if only. But hey, let's go ahead. Let's jump back into these four. I think we can jump back into 4 downs now.
All right, we can. Hey, keep dropping those comments in the chat.
Oh,
man.
yeah, for sure. We absolutely love it.
Because we can always come back to it when we get back to another segment. Yeah. It's not a problem at all. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah. So, and yes, at the end of the day, that's a loss. That's what it is. At the end of the day, Wallace, I like you, man. You're good. You're good folk.
Hey, man, ATL fans, you can like a lot. It's not like Cowboys fans. You know what I'm saying?
And so we're gonna do this, huh? That's what we're gonna do.
Sorry,
Cowboys fans. Cowboys Cutting Up Wednesday. We invite anybody and everybody to come on and to comment. Okay, and I'm looking for anybody that when we play, come on the show. Let's see what you got. First down though, Bama goes down. Goes Bama. Down goes Bama. Bro, they have not been I think Saban put it right when he said our defense is too soft. Saban says this about his defense.
It does not look like a Nick Saban defense. I know my wife came in and was like, hey, what happened in college football today? I said, Bama lost. And I was like, it was a heck of a game. She said, dang, they lost. And then I said, yeah, it was 52-49. She said, 52? When Alabama started giving up 50? She said, when the last time they gave up more than 30 points in a game?
Right.
And I was like,
exactly.
You know what? She's right. That's a good, that's a good question.
Exactly.
First and foremost, Josh Heupel and the Tennessee Volunteers,
man,
good job, man. 15 years. It's been 15 years since they beat Alabama. That's a long time, boss.
Yeah.
So to be able to win that game the way you did, but hey, Bryce Young, it says a lot about Bryce Young also, because it shows his composure, how good of a quarterback he really is. Because they were down 18 points, and without hesitation, he brought them back like, hey, this is what I do. Let's go.
Yeah.
So
but
Nick Saban, the Alabama Crimson Tide, Jay, is definitely missing something on defense, and I think the success they've had, the talent they get in, and at the rate they put these guys into the NFL, I just don't think that the young talent has caught up to the talent that's left to go on to the next level so far.
Well, would you say that actually you now have other players that are going other places, like the Tennessees and the Texases and Jackson States and places like that normally, hey, you know what? We recruit these guys. These are the guys we have. And now people are saying, you know what? I want to play.
Hey, you know what?
I want to play.
Jay,
I want to go somewhere I can play.
Ask me that next fall before. Ask me that.
I like that.
Ask me that next fall before the season starts, because or when we're in about week 3, because it's going to take time to see if that's really what it is. Because according to ESPN and everyone else, Alabama still had one of the highest rated recruiting classes of last year, right? So we'll see, because Georgia had a better class than them. A&M had a better class. You know, I said A&M had the best class money could buy. And so, but time will tell. You know what I'm saying? Time really will tell if Alabama's on the decline.
Well, I mean, and I would like to say that college football is cyclic, but it's not. It's very much chalk, where you know, during the season, especially preseason, you have people that jump out there, but then the cream does rise to the top. Now, Alabama almost got beat by Texas. Alabama almost got beat by A&M. Tennessee now beats them. Tennessee actually jumps into the poll at number 3. So now we're going to have to take a look and see what happens the rest of this season, because now it's like, look, Alabama is vulnerable, and when there's blood in the water, the sharks are circling.
Yeah.
And they're going to look at the tapes, and they're going to look at the game film and say, this is how we can get them. This is how we're going to do it. Well, Alabama still had a lot of transfer players come in this year. Yeah, they did. But Steve, who don't love a crumble? I love their cookies, especially when they're tied or crumbling. Who doesn't?
Hey, Steve, do y'all have crumble across the pond? I'm just wondering. I'm not trying to be funny.
If not, you do. You need to get it. But yeah, everyone does love a crumble. When
Cookie Society is better than crumble, Jay. Just let you know.
Look, I'm ready to get mine.
Next time I come see you, I got to bring you some Cookie Society, man.
I'll do that. Actually, I'm up that way. I'm probably gonna get some. But yeah, he said they do. He says they do. They have crumble there.
Okay.
Steve,
now he doesn't mean like an apple crumble, does he? I mean, like, yeah. See, that's what he meant. I knew he meant apple crumble. No, we mean crumble, the crumble cookie company. I need to find a picture of crumble and show it to him.
No, you don't, because they're not endorsing us yet, and when they do, then we'll show it.
All right, cool.
Ain't getting them free here, but no, to see Bama in this way, it's fun, but it's also kind of like, man, okay, who's stepping up next, and we got to look. You know, we really got to look. Hey,
is Ohio State that team?
Everyone wants it to be.
My son says he thinks it's Ohio State this year.
Everyone wants it to be.
Not me.
But it may be a dark horse. Ohio State looks great. The defense looks really good. The quarterback looks really good. But I mean, the way they put that whooping on this weekend, yeah. Maybe they are number one. Maybe they're the team now. But I think you have to look at Tennessee and see how they're doing.
Michigan, don't overlook
Michigan. Yeah, I was about to say, in Michigan, the way Michigan put it down on Penn State.
But how good was Penn State? How does that win really validate and show what Michigan can do?
Well, I mean, the thing is,
just playing devil's advocate.
Well, we talk about, top 10. They were a top 10 team when they played them. And so the rest of the season will have to play out. But when they played them, they're a top 10 team. Therefore, yes, that has to play some part in it. It has to play some part in it. Yes, the Dogs are still number one. But it's going to have to come back down to for Georgia. It's still going to have to go through Alabama, and the SEC. And I don't care what anyone says. College football has to go through Alabama. All college football goes through Alabama. Okay. Pac-12 is Pac-12. Okay. They're still not that good. I don't care what anyone says. And we saw that this past weekend where, Utah put it on them, put it on USC, who was supposed to be now the new darling again of the Pac-12.
Now, let's not forget, though, Utah was ranked number 7 when the season started, and they had two tough losses.
But they lost.
Okay.
They lost. Like Big 12 will not have anybody in because they keep beating up on each other. Maybe TCU can sniff the playoffs, but they probably won't be any better than maybe 8 or 9. That's just a fact. And so
I'm not
you
gonna
have
make excuses. You're right. Go ahead.
And then you have Big 10, ACC, and SEC. And so if there it is. I put up comments, but it's definitely going to be cry Eagles cry. So just take that, No Smith. Good to have you on. Make sure that you like, subscribe, smash that bell, tell somebody about it. But yeah, it's going to be cry Eagles cry. Come later on tonight. Let's see. Wallace, you're right, but they're not the same Bama of old, so they may not make the playoffs this year. I don't see why not.
They're going to have to have 2 losses not to make it. And
Yeah,
somebody else, the committee always going to try to find a way to get Bama in there, man.
Talk about college because Dallas will lose. No, Smith. No, sir. See, that's right. No, Smith. They're not. 22-18. That was my prediction on Cowboys cutting up. Again, 8 p.m. Wednesdays. Check us out. They're not going to 22-18. That's going to be the score. 22-18. That's it. But yeah, I just don't see it happening, man. It's Bama. If they have a 1 loss, they'll be in. So it's going to be 2 SEC teams like it was last year. Georgia, if Georgia can beat Bama, and that's the sad part is Georgia has to beat Bama to be in the playoffs. If Georgia has a 1 loss, I don't think they go in. I don't think they go in.
Yeah, they will. Depends on who it is. I don't know. It's going to really depend on the rest of the college football makeup and what it looks like. But, it's all good, Jay. We can keep this thing moving, man, because Bama fell. That's always a good day to me. Makes me smile.
Yeah. I can see Philly's going to lose.
Hey, Smith, he can't see when he don't have the hat on unless we give him a booster seat.
Dude, I'm 5'11". I don't know why you even say this stuff. I'm 5'11". Why you say this stuff?
I don't know.
All right, anyway.
That picture we took, man, for our headshots, you just look real little next
Dude, you're like 6'7". You're like 6'7".
I'm 6'3" with good shoes on.
With good shoes on.
Oh, shit.
Let's talk about teams that we all hate. Lakers. And probably one of the most hated person in the league one of. Wait a minute, let me see what Wallace is saying. No, we don't have to beat Bama to make the playoffs. We're going to have to beat Tennessee to get to the SEC championship.
Yeah, I agree with that. Wallace is dead on that one.
Yeah.
Because you can still make, if say they lost to Tennessee with the SEC championship game, they lose. Yeah. And then Georgia only has that 1 loss, and they can probably still sneak back in. You know how they make things. That's why I can't wait till it expands. We got to wait till 24 before the playoff expansion in college football. Yeah, can't wait.
Yeah, they're trying to do it this year.
Bart Scott, can't wait.
For real, it's about time. And then at that point, you have 3 SEC teams in the daggone playoffs, maybe even 4.
As long as everybody else get a little
with
shot.
church shoes. Yeah, with church shoes. You know what I'm saying? 6'7" with church shoes. Lakers and Westbrook.
Church we're talking about. Sorry.
Lakers and Westbrook. So Lakers are still a dumpster fire. I think we can all agree with that. The whole Westbrook saga, if you will.
That's the reason I put that on here, man. Just did you see all the stuff in the news last week about not going to the huddle with Pat Bev?
Yeah.
Not joining the team in the pregame. Now, Russell said, if you pay attention to him and know him, he's done the same pregame for his entire career. I just really haven't had the time to go on YouTube or on the internet to search up pregames to see what they look like prior to this year in LA. But for some reason, I feel like he's lying.
I feel like he's lying as well because now it's an issue. Like before, it wouldn't have been an issue because that's just Russ being Russ. But this seems a bit more. And maybe it's because there are tensions with this team, but I think there's something more to this. I really do. He doesn't want to be there. That's my sentiment.
But
I don't know.
Why'd he sign the extension if he didn't want to be there?
It's the same thing why Bradley Beal signed, stayed in Washington. Who knows?
Bradley Beal got a lot more money to stay in Washington and
He did.
than Russell Westbrook did. He could have just not signed the option.
But where would he go?
Well,
where would he go?
That's the biggest problem. He has no trade value right now.
None at all.
Wants him?
Like Rajon Rondo had more trade value than him, which says a lot.
That sounds like you just fired a gun. It sounds like a shot was just fired, Jay.
Pew pew. It was because he had more trade value. Like he was more valuable at that point than Westbrook was, and they tried to trade both of them, and it was like, nah, you can't have Nettie, but you can have, you know what I'm saying? You can have Sealy.
So that's my whole thing. I put that in there, man, because I just really feel like, is it an issue, or can it just be swept under the rug? No big deal at all.
I think that depends on the Pat Bev situation, and then you bring Schroeder in.
But now supposedly Schroeder's going to be out for a significant amount of time. He got hurt second to last preseason game. So
yeah, I mean, prior to him coming in, though, that has to say something to you that you have Pat Bev there and you have Schroeder, who play the same position.
Yeah,
essentially. So it's like, look, we're gonna get these dudes far less than what you cost, and we're gonna see what we can do with you. Whether is
it legit? You think, Jay? You think it's a legit argument that Russell wants out, or the Lakers need to look to get him out because of these last few days and the antics that we saw on TV? Like he said there's two sides to every story.
Yeah.
I don't know what side I believe. I believe there's something to it, and he's trying to make it about Russ, but that's just totally me and my speculation, bro.
Yeah. I think he plays the victim card a lot, but some of it's warranted, but a lot of it is not. I think some of this he brings to himself. I don't know. It's not just a couple of days that this has been going on. This has been last season, right? And then being benched and not playing and that whole issue. So I think it comes back to that, man. I really do believe it comes back to that. Lakers have to start over. This is just so far down the road of just bad that they have to start over. And yes, I'm going to say it. They got to trade LeBron for whatever you can get.
What?
Start there.
Damn.
Start there.
Trade LeBron.
For whatever you can get. You can't trade Anthony Davis, right? And the rest of them, I mean, who's on the team?
I think it's me, you, A. Reed. It's rough.
Yeah, I mean, not gonna happen. Probably won't. It probably won't, Joe.
LeBron ain't going nowhere.
But yeah, Anthony Davis is not
always disabled. I never heard that one.
AD, they're not gonna get rid of him. Hey, go Mike to Joe Miller for that one. But no, they're not gonna get rid of AD. They have too much invested in him, and he's the face of the franchise, even though it's actually LeBron. But he's supposed to be the face of the franchise.
Wow.
Yeah, he's always supposed to be. Well, he's supposed to be the franchise, face of the franchise. But it's hard to be the face and get action photos when you're sitting on the bench in street clothes. Just saying. Just saying. So I think we just continue to watch. AD to OKC for 3 first-rounders. Man, they got so many picks.
They got a lot of picks. Wouldn't that be ironic if he ended up back in Oklahoma City?
Oh, no, he's talking about Anthony Davis. Going to OKC.
Oh, I'm tripping.
Anthony Davis to OKC?
I don't care where you send him. He need to go somewhere.
Like I said, I just don't see it.
So now
just
I'm really interested. I can't wait to get to the top 5, man. But I really want to see what you're talking about in the top 5.
Top 5, yeah. And of course,
they have 8 first rounders over the next couple of years.
I'm saying, man,
they're
gonna build their team. They're gonna build the team the way they want. AD won't be a part of that. He won't be. Tonight's top 5 NBA teams going into the season. I didn't put that, did I? But it's supposed to be top 5 NBA teams going into.
We didn't put a lot in the description because my computer was tripping. So if they read anything, they don't know what we're talking about tonight.
Right. 8 first rounders over the next 3 years. That's a lot of. I'm telling you, man, they're building their squad. They're going to build their squad for the next 3 years, and especially with 8 first rounders. Dude, why would you even want? I wouldn't even think about Anthony Davis. He would be the past, not the future. So let's get into third down. Apparently over the weekend, and I won't say it wasn't televised or it wasn't really put out, but Deontay Wilder stepped back into the ring and apparently, I guess, learned some things. Would you say that? Can you say that? He won.
That's one way of putting it.
He won.
I'm gonna tell you my honest opinion, and the only reason he even made 4 downs.
Yeah.
They gave that boy a fight to boost his confidence. First round knockout, Deontay Wilder. He says he's back after the quick KO of Robert Helenius.
Yeah.
I mean, they might have went and got Bobby from the block. I don't know who Robert Helenius is. Who knows? Was
Glass Joe.
His record, whatever it is. Man, whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, my whole thing to you, and I like to pose a question whenever I come up with a 4 down topic.
Yes, sir.
Does this vote of confidence help Wilder get back to the top of the heavyweight ranks in your eyes?
The question, well, I'll answer that question with this question.
What's that?
The question will always be, is this a guy that can beat Tyson Fury?
See, I still don't think so.
And that answer,
still don't think so,
is no. Will he get there? He's such damaged goods. Joe, yeah, hell no. With an L at the end? Yeah, man.
No.
No, hell no. I don't trust him. At this point, it's like, okay, that's cool. He's fighting, but he's not going to draw my money. I'll say it like that. He's not going to draw my dollars to watch him fight until he fights Tyson Fury. And that would be it. Like, that's the only fight to me that matters when it comes to Deontay Wilder. That's the only fight. So, yes, he has to get back into it because he hasn't fought since last, November, and that was Tyson Fury. So, basically, you have a year layoff, and, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I just don't see it. He's 36, 37, no more big payday. He'll probably get a big payday. He will, because that heavyweight division is not one that is great, right? It doesn't have a lot of great fighters in it, in my opinion. Right. A lot of them are retired. A lot of them just, it's just not there. So he'll get the payday because people love heavyweights. People love to watch heavyweights. That grabs the casual boxing fan, right? To watch heavyweight fights. Now, if you're into boxing, like a lot of us are into boxing, we'll watch different weight divisions, right? We'll watch the Canelo fights, and we'll watch, like the fight that was just on this past week. Like, we'll watch those fights because they're good fights, right? And they go to the scorecards. But we're looking for knockouts.
Always
we're looking big, heavy.
You got to go get the fat boy, the big boys.
Yeah, you got to get them, the heavyweights.
Got to.
You got to get the heavyweights. If you don't get the heavyweights, so he'll get the payday, even at 36, 37. But until it's Tyson Fury, I don't think it really matters who he fights. I just don't.
I feel you.
So there's that. Finally, fourth down.
Moving along.
Devontae
Sing.
All right. I have to ask this question for you.
All right.
Pro athlete,
Mm-hmm.
guy has a camera in your face.
Mm-hmm.
You push him. Everyone's seen the video and all of that.
Jay, the camera wasn't even in his face, but
It wasn't. It wasn't. I mean, that's what Deontay's saying, but it wasn't in his face. He said he ran across him, and he was at the tunnel filming him.
He shouldn't have been, though. Finish.
Why not?
Finish your question.
Okay. So as a pro athlete, you're coming off the field, you're frustrated. And here's where Deontay gets big. I mean, Devontae gets big ups for me because he apologized immediately after.
Mm-hmm.
Right? In the presser. And then he apologized on Twitter, and he's apologized. He said, look, this is what happened. This is why I did it. You know, it was dumb. It was ugly. It was a bad moment for me. But as a pro athlete, where do you side on this? With the photographer? And I know you may lean more, but if I'm doing my job, where do you now go ahead? You were going to say something about where he was.
I love this whole thing, and shout out to Akbar Bia Miller. I can't say his name. It's about as long as the Mississippi River, but he used to play in the NFL defensive end.
Yeah.
Anyway, he had some good points, and he said something that really made me think back to try to picture and see it. You know, when leaving the field, Jay, back in the day, you had the little railings, barricades, whatever else, or your event staff would stand there so nobody could even walk across to get in front of the tunnel. So my whole thing is the NFL getting too lax because there's almost too much access to players now. Like they want everything to be seen. And we used to say that a female reporter a long time ago wanted to sue somebody for she said they purposely dropped their towel and she saw they junk in the locker room.
Yeah.
And she didn't need to see that, and he purposely did it. Well, your ass asked to be in there to cover the news. Now you got to get all the locker room. You know what I'm saying? You got to get balls, draws, and all. You know what I'm saying? Since you want access to the locker room, right? So it's almost too much access to me just anywhere. Now, photographers, I love them. They on the field. They get good pictures of the game. Even after the game, you get your buddy you went to school with or somebody else. Y'all pose, you take a picture. They make sure they get you the picture. You have it. It's cool business. But at the same time, heated game or not heated game. Once the Raiders were getting ready to leave the field, no one should have been able to cross in front of the tunnel until after the team was in the tunnel, Jay. The photographer should have never even been able to walk across the tunnel. He should have sat his ass there with that giant light pole that had the camera on top of it and waited for everybody to get into the damn locker room and been done with it. You know what I'm saying? He didn't need, it wasn't that serious. He didn't need to get it. Well, he wanted to get a better angle, so he wanted to run across real quick and get a different angle.
But I didn't see what
the Raiders
to
coming
me,
in.
he didn't do that. He was already there. And he was filming him as he's going into the tunnel. Now, I get what you're saying. Where
to me, he was holding the pole. He walked across in front of Devontae Adams to get to the other side. That's what it looked like to me.
Okay, all right. Well, I think the other part too is understanding and having that access and if you're still on the field and going, I think there's a point, where in the tunnel, there's a certain point in the tunnel. Hey, no one else can pass here. Right. But if it's on the field before you hit that main walkway, and I get what you're saying, look, we all have bad days. Can you imagine if, you're at work and you work in, a 9-to-5 in an office and somebody's filming you as maybe you had a bad day, you had a bad meeting, and someone got a camera in your face? What you gonna do? I mean, I get it. If I'm teaching and maybe only 10 kids out of 30 passed the test that I just gave, and I had the principal come up in my face hey, how was your day today?
You gonna push the principal? you might just have to push the principal that day.
Or even an AP or a dean, somebody like that, like another teacher, like, hey, how's your day?
They need to get pissed sometime.
Shut
up. Sit down.
Yeah, but I get it, and
Now, Jay, did you hear about his punishment? What's going to happen? So now this is supposed to be what they labeled it as.
Oh yeah,
I forget the correct term. I don't want to mess it up. So now no punishment will be handed out from the NFL until after the criminal charges.
Right.
The criminal
it's like 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, man.
It's like 2 or 3 charges that were leveled.
Now, I'll say this because I don't want anybody to think that Big Game James is insensitive to people and don't care about the little person. When I say little, I mean stature. Well, I don't want to feel like I played in the NFL. I'm big, so I wanted to, clearly define little, like
people under 6'3".
My point is, jackhead. My point is, Devontae Adams was wrong for shoving the photographer. Period.
Right.
But at the same time, he should have the path for the photographer should not have been as accessible as it was at that time. At some point in time, there needs to be, hey, you go stand your ass behind that rope. Don't move from behind that rope. You got a super focus lens, a super zoom lens. Zoom in. You know what I'm saying? You can zoom in on somebody and see what kind of the pores on the skin look like. Chill out.
But they have cameras that follow these players a lot of times all the way to the locker room.
Yeah, Jay, some of the different people got different credentials and where they can and can't go and where it starts. NFL Network have access through the tunnel to the tunnel. This dude was I don't know who he was working for.
He was a freelance. He's a freelance photographer that works for the NFL. He does freelance work for the NFL, as well as I think it was another entity. But it's just the fact that he was credentialed. He wasn't a regular Joe Schmo.
A-D. You know what that stands for, Jay?
What does it stand for?
Sit your ass down. Go sit down somewhere. You would have got pushed. Hashtag SYAD.
Oh. Well, you know what? For that, what do we got to say to that, man?
Hey, I mean, you can't. For that photographer, and sit your ass down. We got this right here.
Oh, hell no. 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 Oh, hell no.
Oh, hell no.
That's right, folks. This is where things that we see in the news around the league, whichever league, whether it's the Shield or the league, makes us say, oh, hell no. For this week, and appreciate the likes and the love. Definitely appreciate that. Again, make sure that you like, subscribe, and smash that bell so you know when we come on. This week's oh hell no. I feel like I just want to jump in, I may.
Get it. Go ahead.
Dan Snyder.
Oh, shit.
Dan Snyder apparently this dude has hired private investigators to get stuff, we'll just call it stuff, on at least 6 known owners as well as the commissioner. This dude needs to go away. Like, seriously.
He messed with the wrong owners, he will go away. He's going to be swimming with the fishes.
Well, the problem, though, is that, and really it should be the league, because they've allowed this to fester. They've allowed this to happen. And they're so scared of what he might or might not have on them that they have not voted him out before. Let's put it in perspective. Dan Snyder was caught stealing money from other owners. He was caught. They caught him stealing $115 million from the owners that he was supposed to put in for revenue share, and he didn't. Yet he's still an owner in the league.
Man.
A player was betting on games that, yes, he was in. He was out for a year.
Yeah.
Out for a year.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
So,
oh, Danny boy. Oh, Danny boy.
His wife is supposed to be running the team. She is not. We know this to be a fact. She is not. He is still involved with day-to-day decisions.
Hey, Jay.
Yes.
Rumor has it that he is trying. Him and Jerry Jones are bumping heads now.
Yes, because guess what? He has some stuff on Jerry Jones. Okay, fine. I mean, what else? The only thing left, because Jerry's illegitimate daughter came out, right? So he has that part. I mean, we already knew how his lifestyle is. So it's like, okay, what's left? We know what's left. We know what's left. Just go ahead and get rid of this dude. It's time. For all the commie fans out there, it's time.
To commies.
Okay?
I love it.
To the commies, it's time. Get rid of your dictator. It's time to just move into the new era of, civilization. Commies, get rid of them.
Well, that's a good one, and I like that one.
Sir.
I have one also today. It's actually a two-part, but it's quick, Jay, I promise you. College football. It was great to watch when I could this weekend, being as busy as I was. But, college football always leaves us excited. And I love watching a good college football game and seeing the upset take place. And I even love seeing the students storm the field. But, Jay, it might need to be rules to this because here we are in Boulder, Colorado. The Colorado Buffaloes were 0-5 going into this weekend's game against the Cal Bears. Colorado won their first win of the season.
They did.
They're 1-5.
Yes.
Their student section proceeds to storm the field, and they beat a 3-2 Cal Berkeley team. This is the new generation celebrating mediocrity at its best.
You got to do
hell no. Do you run onto a football field and celebrate like you just beat Alabama, Notre Dame, Georgia, whoever, Ohio State, you
ranked
beat
team.
Cal Berkeley.
Yeah,
both of y'all going to be watching the college bowl season at the end of the year. So to the students of University of Colorado Buffaloes University of Colorado, hell no. Now, one more quick hell no, Jay. I got to do this.
Yes, sir.
Because when I saw this, I almost spit my coffee out.
Go for it.
The president of the University of Tennessee. We talked about Tennessee Volunteers beating Alabama this weekend. We talked about the upset, David beating Goliath.
Yep.
The president sent the student section a letter asking if they could help make donations to replace the goalposts that they tore down in Neyland Stadium. I'm pretty sure that's the name of that stadium. But here we go.
Yeah.
The money that this school makes, the money they're about to make out of this football program, for going to a good bowl game this year, I'm sure.
Yeah.
The university don't need no money from their student body to replace this damn goalpost. So to the president and athletic director of the University of Tennessee, hell no. If you know what, call Peyton Manning.
Accountability.
Peyton got it.
Accountability, man. Accountability.
Man.
That's what it is.
No, they tell kids to be free and express themselves. Be yourself.
No,
learn.
And that's the problem.
Express yourself. They did that. They expressed themselves. They ripped the goalpost down. They threw it in the Tennessee River. Matter of fact, just go get the students that's failing on academic probation and tell them if they want to get back in good graces to get their behind in the Tennessee River, pull the goalpost out, and put it back up in the end zone of the stadium, and you'll readmit them in the school. Hell no. That's my
accountability. Accountability, man.
Right.
You got to do it. Hey, look, we're running out of time here.
Straight top 5. I know we're gonna skip your favorite tonight.
That's not my favorite.
Oh man, here we go.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.
Some people have a top 100, some have a top 50, some have a top 25, some even punk out and get a top 10. But
Well,
here at Big Game Sports Buzz, we have a top 5 list. This week's top 5 list. Top 5 NBA teams going into this season. Who are going to be the top 5 NBA teams?
I thought it was most likely to win an NBA championship.
Yeah, that's it.
Same difference. Okay.
Same thing. Yeah.
Okay,
Same thing. So, who wants to go first? You, me?
I'll go first.
I'm ready.
I got my list too. All right. Number 5, the Phoenix Suns. 4. I got the Brooklyn Nets. So supposedly KD and Kyrie will be able to play together for an entire year, not part of the year. I like them right now in the East. The Clippers. Your boy
That
Kawhi.
seems like a home.
No, it's not a home pick. I'm not from LA.
Okay.
Kawhi Leonard is back. And I think Paul George with Kawhi Leonard is a better basketball team. The West, I think, is up a little bit. Well, we got one team that we really can count on in the West. You can't count on the purple and gold unless Kobe was to come back from the dead, God rest his soul. So we're not counting them, right, for anything. So the Clippers. Milwaukee Bucks. I still think that Giannis is a guy that has a couple pieces around him where you really can't ever count the Bucks out. And then the Golden State Warriors because they're the returning champs. A team that I didn't put on here is in coaching turmoil right now because of the affair and everything else. So, I don't think they're going to be in the top 5 this year. And they made the finals last year. So that's my top 5, man.
Hey, you know what? That is interesting. I did not see most of those coming. So, let's get into this. I actually think Grizzlies. I think the Grizzlies have a very good chance. They shocked a lot of people, and I think if Ja Morant can stay healthy and they continue to have those youngsters play around him.
I was about to say something that could get our show blocked. I'm glad I caught myself. Dylan Brooks. That's all I'm gonna say. Dylan Brooks. That's gonna be the reason the Memphis Grizzlies don't go far.
Wow. We'll talk off camera. Yeah, I agree with you. Warriors for sure. They re-signed Poole. It seems like they've figured out what's going on with them and Green. And Green he's a moral guy, right? He's the guy that gets that wheels. He's not going to get you points. He's not as strong as defensively as he once was. But now that you have Wiggins and Poole, especially Wiggins, they'll be fine. I agree. Bucks with Middleton and Giannis, they'll bring it back. Middleton can stay healthy this season. I think you have a really good chance for them to go. I actually think the Celtics, even with their coaching turmoil, I think they're still good enough in the East. They have the players. They just got to figure out what to do there. And then this is a homer pick, of course, the Dallas Mavs. Listen, they beat who they needed to beat. They were so close this past season. And I think you have some pieces that were brought in that's going to help. You have some people that, it's really going to be about.
Man, Brunson's gone. Y'all have no help for Luka. Who's help? Who they get?
Oh, don't worry. Look, we have Wood. We have, gosh, I'm drawing a blank. Listen, the Mavs will be fine. The Mavs will be fine.
They'll make the playoffs. They don't have a chance of winning the NBA title, Jay. You tripping.
They're going to win it. They have a great chance to win it this year. If they can get past the Warriors are the only ones I'm worried about. I'm not worried about any other team in the West. No other team in the West. That's the only one they got to get past.
Dorian Finney-Smith is going to get y'all to the promised land with Luka.
If Dorian Finney-Smith is a six man, I want him to lead the bench. If he can come off the bench and lead. Listen, Dorian Finney-Smith.
I'm not hating on the kid.
And really not even Dorian Finney-Smith. Tim Hardaway Jr. If Tim Hardaway Jr. and I would actually want him to be my 6th man of the year because I think he can definitely be that. He leads that. He's better than most starters in the league. Most, not all. I would say half. But if I got him coming off the bench, man, what a great team you have here. We're talking 1 through 7. That's what I want to see from this Dallas Mavericks. The 1 through 7. Our 1 through 7 matchup against anybody else 1 through 7.
I knew you were going to have your team on here. I just knew it. I knew.
Come
I said
on.
Jay Stoggs going to pick the Mavericks.
Mavs up. Mavs up. Let's go.
All right.
Well, hey, appreciate y'all coming through, especially with all the comments. We always love it. Make sure that you check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Spotify, Instagram, TikTok. Hit us up on Twitter, J Stocks, and of course, JCan97.
Something like that.
Yeah, something
JCan97.
There you go.
At BG Sports Buzz, man.
There you go. At JCan97, at BG Sports Buzz. Make sure that you like, subscribe, smash that bell. Appreciate y'all being here. Big Game, take us out, man.
Hey, man, appreciate everybody, man. Make sure y'all tune in next week when we bring you another fine episode of Big Game Sports Buzz. Peace.
Cry, Eagles, cry.